The bioscanner's shrill alarm pierced through the sterile air of Station Kepler 7's immigration bay, causing every alien present to freeze mid-motion. Ruya's delicate blue fingers trembled as she stared at the crimson warnings flooding her terminal screen. In her 3 cycles working immigration for the Galactic Union, she had never seen readings like these. "Impossible," she whispered in her native Zephyrian tongue, her crystalline eyes reflecting the pulsing red alerts. The human male standing before her scanner remained perfectly calm, his dark eyes meeting hers with what she could only describe as patient amusement. Jackson, that was the name on his transit documents, stood 6 feet tall with broad shoulders and skin marked by countless scars that told stories of violence and survival. "Problem, miss?" Jackson's voice carried a slight rasp like gravel tumbling in a stream. Ruya's supervisor, Kethvar, approached with his usual pompous stride. The hegemony official's forearms gestured dramatically as he read the scanner data over her shoulder. "This cannot be accurate. Run it again." "I've run it 12 times, sir," Ruya replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "The results are consistent." Jackson shifted his weight slightly, and every security drone in the bay immediately swiveled toward him. Their targeting systems hummed to life, yet somehow seemed uncertain, as if struggling to lock onto their target. "What exactly does your little machine say about me?" Jackson asked, genuine curiosity coloring his tone. Kethvar's compound eyes widened as he read the display aloud. "Scars detected, 437 distinct wound patterns. Projected survival probability of documented injuries, 0.001%. Classification, biologically impossible. Threat assessment, unknown." A collective intake of breath rippled through the assembled aliens, Zephyrians, Krolix traders, even a few of the usually stoic Vorthak diplomats. Jackson simply nodded as if this were completely ordinary information. "Sounds about right," he said with a shrug that made his shirt shift, revealing more scar tissue along his collarbone. Ruya leaned forward, her scientific mind overriding her fear. "The scanner indicates you've been shot 17 times, stabbed 43 times, burned, frozen, poisoned, electrocuted, and," she paused, rechecking the readout, "apparently died at least 6 times. How is that possible?" Jackson's lips curved into what humans called a smile, though it held no warmth. "Lady, I'm just here to catch a transport to the Outer Rim colonies. I'm not looking for trouble." "The scanner says otherwise," Kethvar interjected, his authority inflating his chest sack. "No being survives what you have survived. You are either an advanced combat android or—" He paused, consulting his datapad. "According to our xenobiology database, functionally immortal." "Neither," Jackson replied simply. "I'm just hard to kill." At that moment, the station's AI chimed in with its melodic voice. "Alert. Cross-referencing human historical databases. Subject matches profile of Jackson Reeves, former Terran colonial marine, veteran of the Centauri Rebellion, the Proxima Incident, and the Siege of New Geneva. Survival rate against overwhelming odds. Unprecedented. Recommended action. Grant immediate passage and avoid confrontation." The immigration bay fell silent except for the subtle hum of life support systems. Jackson raised an eyebrow at the AI's announcement but said nothing. A young Krolix security officer, his chitinous armor gleaming under the station lights, stepped forward with misplaced bravado. "Perhaps we should detain this anomaly for further study." Jackson's expression didn't change, but something shifted in his posture. A subtle coiling of muscles, a barely perceptible adjustment of weight. Every predator instinct in the bay suddenly screamed danger. The security drone's targeting systems began fluctuating wildly, unable to maintain lock on what their sensors insisted was just one human. "Son," Jackson's voice dropped to barely above a whisper. "I've been shot at by things that would give your nightmares nightmares. I've walked through plasma fire, survived in hard vacuum, and once killed a Vorthak death squad with nothing but a broken chair leg and bad intentions. I'm not angry, I'm not threatening anyone, and I'm certainly not looking for a fight. But if you try to detain me—" He let the sentence hang in the air like a blade. Ruya found herself fascinated despite her terror. "What makes humans so resilient?" Jackson turned those dark eyes to her, and for a moment she saw something ancient and tired in their depths. "We're persistence hunters, miss. Back on Earth, we didn't run faster than our prey, we just never stopped chasing it. We'd follow wounded animals for days, weeks even, until they collapsed from exhaustion. That's what we are, the thing that keeps coming no matter what you throw at it. He gestured to his scars. Each one of these is a lesson learned, a limit tested, a boundary crossed. Your scanner says I should be dead, but here's the thing about humans, we're too stubborn to know when to quit. Kethavar nervously stamped Jackson's transit papers, his hands shaking. Welcome to Station Kepler 7. Please enjoy your brief stay. Jackson collected his documents with a nod of thanks. As he walked toward the departure gates, aliens parted before him like water before the prow of a ship. Not from his threats, he had made none, but from the simple, undeniable truth that here walked something that could not be stopped, could not be killed, and would never, ever give up. Ruya watched him go, her scanner still screaming warnings that no one was listening to anymore. She realized that humans weren't impossible to kill. They were just incredibly inconvenient to kill completely. And in a galaxy full of predators that made them the apex species,